The world's becoming a fucked up place. Now, I'm not talking about global warming or any of that social, economical, politics, or religious intolerance shit, because seems like nothing can be done about that anyway. I'm talking about people.
Watch out!
Don't mind me asking, but do you guys know each other? I have my doubts about Mr. Tattoo out there.
Do you really think we can trust him?
Fine, but I'm driving.
Just let her drive, man.
I'm not so sure about this.
ರಾಜು ಕೋಟೆ ಅವ್ರು ನನಗೆ ಬೇಕು. ಅದೇನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿರೋ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. ಆ ನನ್ನ ಮಕ್ಕಳನ್ನ ಮಾತ್ರ ಬಿಡಬೇಡ.
ಅಡ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ ಏನ್ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು ಅದನ್ನ ಮಾಡಕ್ ಕಲಿ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಚೈಲ್ಡ್ ನನ್ ಮಗನೇ.
ಕಾರ್ಗಿ ಕೊಡೋ ಕೊಡಲೇ.
Drive the car.
Guys, just shut up! Shut the fuck up for some time! I'll kill you, you bastard! You were traveling with 3 other strangers, right? 3 strangers? And now you are sitting inside my car, and I'm fucking suffering for all of this! Macha, look at this, Macha. Fucking series of murders. I mean, there are 4 murders in 6 months.
You mean a psycho killer?
Thank you for watching the trailer. I hope you really liked it. Hi, my name is Sebi Varghese. I am the writer, director and producer of Unfaithful, an independent English-Kannada feature film shot on the iPhone 7 Plus. This is my debut film, and in this video, me and my team are going to be sharing with you some of our learnings and experiences, and also some insights into how we made this film.
21 by 1, take 1.
A self-taught filmmaker. Before Unfaithful, I had done an internship with Nirvana Films Bangalore, and I had also worked on a couple of short films. When it came to the point where I had to decide between making an expensive short film or a micro-budget indie feature film, I chose to make Unfaithful. The idea for a story came to me when I was in a holiday. A couple of weeks later, I happened to see my friend Martin's Mitsubishi Lancer, purple Mitsubishi Lancer, and I was immediately drawn towards it. There was a certain attraction about the car, and it felt as if we were supposed to do something together. And that is where the inspiration to take that idea and make it into a road film. I worked on the screenplay and finished a couple of drafts, then took a sabbatical to start working on my film. One thing that I wanted from the very beginning was to approach the process a bit differently. It took me a lot of time to come to the courage to take the decision to start making my film. And when I was going to do it, I really wanted to be sure about what is the kind of film that I'm going to make and who are the people that are going to be working with me on this film. I wanted to write and direct the film, and at a certain point, me and my wife Jofi, we decided to produce the film ourselves. It was very challenging. We were venturing into an unknown territory, but the mere fact that there was this opportunity to make my film was exciting enough to not think twice about it. The cast of Unfaithful came on board through proper audition process. We put out a casting call and received responses for it. From there, we shortlisted few candidates and we gave them a certain part of a scene to act and share with us. From there, we finalized on Janvi, Akash, Sharath, Sanjit, Darshan and Bharat, who would play pivotal roles in the film. I have also acted in the film. It was everyone's first time, and the film demanded a lot from these actors. They had to be very well prepared, they had to be at the top of their game, and there wasn't much time to experiment on location. I believe that is where our table reading sessions came for our help. We shot the film following the scriptless approach. That being said, we had a bound script and everyone was shared a copy of it. But on production, we decided to go with this approach because all the effort that we had put in our table reading sessions could be used to our advantage and we could improvise and behave as the characters. This gave the film a much needed realism. Also, considering the fact that we were making an English film as well, and I did not want the acting to look dramatic at all. It had to look raw, it had to look real. We were all a first time cast and crew. We were just very minimal people, all youngsters. I remember cutting our art director Tyaga's 19th birthday cake while we were on the first schedule. So we were this small bunch of people who were so motivated to making this one film that everybody was working on everything. I remember Yesu, our makeup person, he was working on crowd control. Our actors were working as ADs in some scenes, and our ADs and other team members were acting in some of the scenes. So everyone was tested to their utmost limits. But I think when you think about it, that is the whole fun side of it. We were making a film guerrilla style across 3 states, Karnataka, Tamil Nadu and Andhra Pradesh. We were shooting in some remote areas and landscapes. We were shooting a scene and immediately moving to the next. We were constantly on the road. We had to ensure that wherever we shoot, we do not gather any public attention, nor do we hamper the traffic while we are shooting on the roads. At a certain instance, I remember, we were traveling, the next location was 120 kilometers away, and we shot the scene, immediately moved to that location, reached there on time, set up quickly, shot the scene before we packed up for the day. There was a lot of rush and madness involved with it, but I think that is what made the whole process equally adventurous. It was my first time working on a feature, and never before had I managed a project as wide in scope as this one. I was directing, producing, and also acting in the film, so the mere project management side of this entire process was a humongous task, a huge challenge to achieve. We faced many problems on a day-to-day basis. Vehicle breakdowns, bed bugs, food poisoning, life-threatening accidents, and so many to talk about. But I think the biggest challenge for us was, no matter what, keep the production running. There were many instances where we could have given up, but it was very important for us to keep going, to see it through the end. I met Apurva and Priyanka from Wishberry when I was in Goa for Film Bazaar 2017. We opted to go for a crowdfunding campaign when we needed more funds to finish the film. We had made the first cut by then, and we needed finishing funds for the post-production. Many people, friends who I had lost touch with from school, since school, and many people I did not even know, came forward and helped us to finish our film. I'm very grateful to everyone who contributed to the crowdfunding campaign, because without them trusting me with their hard-earned money, I don't think I would be sitting here and sharing this experience with you. Karthi and I, we are very good friends. We've known each other for a couple of years. We've always wanted to work together, and we used to come up with one project or the other. On Unfaithful, he's made some brilliant cinematic choices that give the film its own unique look. He did his research, we had discussed the aesthetics, and he was willing to go to any length to get the shot right, even to the point where he was risking his own life to get the right shot.
It all started when I was mentoring under the photographer Joseph M. Dandel, where we did a documentary and I was shooting some shots in iPhone 6 Plus. Then in film school, we were shooting some outdoor exercises in Arri and Red cameras, where I was also trying to find out the potential of iPhone sensors by shooting some shots. Sebi and I were talking about shooting a film in mobile phones, where I shared the experiments I did. And we did our first test shoot in Bangalore and graded it and saw, which actually gave us wonderful results. We took some 4 months of research for testing the sensor's dynamic range and to find out the latitude and the zone scale. The process of finding out iPhone cameras algorithm took us some good amount of time, as I had to find out the bit rate and also the color gamut and also how the details are going to be preserved. For me, cinematography is about experiencing, exploring and experimenting. And without knowing the sensor's sensitivity, we can't just go and shoot there. We did a lot of research work, like exterior shooting, interior shooting, with light, without light, and we projected it in the theaters, and we saw whether the pixels are getting broken and how is the color rendering. And as it's a road trip film, iPhone gave us the liberty to place it anywhere we wanted. And we loved the texture actually which the iPhone was giving us. The digital technology has developed very fast, which actually allowed us to do something experimental. Once the tests were over, it was about choosing the lens and the other factors, where I had the mobiles 28mm and 56mm with a fixed aperture of 1.8 to it. And I wanted Moondog lens adapter, which can be placed before the camera, as it gave me larger field of view than as the mobile's video output, which had already cropped some parts of sensors out. Wide angle actually tends to exaggerate spaces, shapes and bend lines, which can be unflattering for the faces. So I had to be a little away from the subject. Playing with depth of field was the major concern, as it is smaller sensor, even though the aperture is wide open and the frame was completely in focus. I had to play with the hyperfocal length of the lenses. After the testing, I found out the latitude was very limited comparing to cine cameras, and I had to play very careful with the exposure when shooting the film, and a good amount of limitations in exposing to the light. I had to play with neutral density filters and polarizer filters to expose perfectly for the correct IRE value. We had the whole lens filters and gimbals in a bag that is way smaller than a cine camera case. I'd used LEDs, tungsten mirrors for lighting up, and also used car batteries for powering up the LEDs. Making of rigs. It was a very tiring 2 months process. I had a bunch of engineering friends leading from different streams. Along with them, the direction team joined hands. We used aluminium and steel and iron rods for rigs, and the exterior rig was like completely fixed on top of the car and can be controlled with remote control, like from around 500 meters to 1 kilometer radius away. And the rig, which can go around 360 degrees, and we built it for an intense scene in Gandikota. The inner rig, which is second rig totally fixed inside the car, and which will go around 360 degrees inside the car, like inside around, and it can go front and back, like from the front windshield to the back windshield. It is fixed on a small track inside the car, and it was actually made to be used in the forest area of Bandipur, but then the location was changed. Yes, it was indeed a tough and long process, but results were like nothing less than magic. I wanted to go in the natural and available light rather than lighting up for each and every scene, as I wanted the audience to notice the light change and the difference in each places we traveled. I wanted the light itself to tell that we have passed kilometers in time. I kept the camera outside the car and a lot of times, as I wanted the audience to have a overview of all 4 characters and the way they behave and when they talk to each other, than focusing on just one character. It gave us the perspective of audience that we see them from outside, and when the camera goes in the car. Our film had the shift from orange to green, and to green to orange, and red, and again green to red in the end. As the scene gets intense, we wanted the colors to play a major factor in the emotions. Lot of shots are single takes and handles, and the camera would be like traveling with them, as we wanted them to act out straight and wanted other characters' point of view. Our shots would be smooth, easy when they are happy and enjoying, like when they are pleasant, but would get uneasy and stuck when they face problems or like some fight comes up. We have traveled many diverse condition and location. In one day it will be raining and it will be suddenly sunny. You know, it can make a good location look bad also. Like on field challenges, having the light continuity for each scene and shot were the biggest challenges, as I had to use NDs and measure exposure and white balance each and every time and shoot, as I don't have much latitude and don't want to risk it up in the post-production. I would say controlling the exposure is the most biggest point in the film, as we were traveling from East India to West India, where the sun path and also the climate was drastically shifting from 16 degrees to 50 degrees, because we were like traveling from Gandikota to Gokarna and to south also, and we were shooting around forest and desert kind of places, like even cities and villages and also beach areas. The iPhone's size factor is a double-edged sword. It is easy to keep a difficult angles, and that adaptability was always on go, like we can do it easily, but it is very difficult in handheld shot because it is very it doesn't have weight, and it was little difficult to do focus when I do dolly in as the arc sliders in the app was little difficult to control.
Sound is a very important element of this film. While the visual gives you the perspective, it is the sound that places the audience along with these characters and makes them feel the journey. Jay was one of the first few members to come on board into our team, and we used to have long discussions as to how we are going to design the sound for the film and how we are going to treat each scene and in fact each shot with sound.
The Sound of Unfaithful started in a small room. Director Sebi Verghese narrated the film having a background score playing in a Bluetooth speaker like this. That was the first thing made me to be a part of this group. He was very much aware of the sounds that has to be in the film. He was always open to new ideas and experiments, which was a key element for a sound designer. As of production sound, we had a few labels to the artist, and I used to sit inside the boot of the car because of the lack of space. Sometimes I used to be there when the car runs around 120 km per hour. You can see the gravity shift inside. Since most of the scenes are inside the car, ideal or running, we decided to record the sound of the car. So we recorded the door, boots, whatever the sound the car can make. The ADR process was a long time taking one. As all of them were new faces, we are afraid that the ADR can be done on time. But as the actor already did several sessions of table reading, the dubbing process was very much easy to go. And we could able to achieve some good results with the artist cooperation. And the sound design was done in my room, which was a very small setup. We used to come from Bangalore to Chennai often to get the sound design process done. And of the sound mix, since I had less experience in mixing a film for theatre, it was really hard at times. Actually, I watched almost 80% of the film in my headphones. It was really tough for me in the judgment of the mix to be heard in the theatres. But still, after a couple of sittings, we could able to achieve it.
Editing the film was a very demanding process, but at the same time, I think it was the most rewarding process that I've had on this film. I really enjoyed discovering the film in edit. Mariano is an award-winning Argentinian music composer. He's worked on more than 40 projects. In fact, he's the most experienced person in our team. I was scouting for a music director when I came across Mariano's profile on Facebook, and we started discussing on the possibility of him coming on board to work on the film, to score music for the film. Mariano's music is universal, and yet it retains the indie vibe of Unfaithful. I really feel blessed to have been able to work with an international artist, an international talent on my first film.
Hello, this is film composer Mariano Saulino. I wrote the score for Unfaithful, the movie. Today I would like to share with you a few thoughts about how my process was writing the score for this film. I work along director Sebi Verghese. It was really very nice process. Unfaithful is basically a road movie drama. You've got action, mystery, amazing landscapes, and a bit of romance too, maybe here and there. But in contrast to all these situations, you see the world through the eyes of the main character. Unfaithful, I think, in closing, I can say it's a movie with a lot of different moments, feelings, moods. You go from thriller to mystery, from mystery to romance, from romance to very reflective moments, beautiful landscapes, action, and questions. You know, it's a full circle movement. You really end in the same place you have started. People. Okay, I guess that's all for now. Hope you enjoy Unfaithful.
I don't think there is a said right or a wrong way to make a film. You can do whatever you want and make your film as long as it is your film and you're true to it. I think to make a film, all you need is the right story, the right objective, the right amount of commitment and willingness, and most importantly, the right people. I was blessed to work with some great bunch of young people on my film, and we were pushed to our limits, but we were all equally excited. This was everybody's film. This was not just my film. It's my team's film. It was my first time directing, producing, acting in a film, and I learned so much in the process. I learned that I could take the responsibility of owning a feature film and make a film that would satisfy my creative self. To sum it all up, Unfaithful is an experiment, it is an entertainment, and also an experience. We are currently in our festival circuit. We've been officially selected and won awards at Cine Pobre Film Festival Mexico, the Liftoff Global Sessions, and the SF3 Smartphone Flick Fest Australia. We look forward to be available for public viewing in the upcoming months. I would like to thank Film Companion for this opportunity. Take care and stay safe.